Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're gonna do the bedtime coding, and we're gonna learn about name that thing.
Do you know what are we gonna name?
Sprite or script or comments something.
So look at this.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a big number. Not big number, like a long number.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's not long because it's 3.141592653589793.
so a number like this, you cannot remember it. If you want to use it again, it's very hard to remember. So that's why we need to give it a name. So if we give it a name, then it's easier for you to remember it and use it later. Yes. And also for a string or text long like this, you don't want to type it again and again every time, right? For example, today we make the song video, right? You said you typed 2,000 words, but you don't want to type it again. So once you type it, you want to use it again, then what we learn here will help you. Because if you give it a name, so you can call it by the name next time, then you get it straight away. So that's the idea to name things. So I think you actually know how to do that because this is what we call variables.
Yep, I know what's a variable.
So-
It's like sometimes like you can use that for game score.
Yeah, you can use that for everything because it's
Like
just basically
for count.
giving everything a name, right? So for example, here, this number is called pi.
Yeah, pi isn't it equal to infinity?
It has
Basically
infinity
infinity.
length. Yeah, it has infinity length. But here we just cut the first whatever part of it. So if we give a name pi, the next time when we need to use it, you can just say 5 multiply pi, and then that's it. So it's basically saying 5 multiply 3.1415 blah blah blah, and you will get the result as 15 point whatever, right? And also for the long text, you can give it a name. Say this is introduction to the pi. It's too long, so I say pi intro number 1. Blah blah blah. What the pi does, all those things, and then there's pi introduction to. Blah blah blah. A lot of another text. So when you need to use them, you can say pi introduce 1 plus pi introduce 2, and then it prints the whole this big text. Yeah. So that's how you use the variable. So variable is just to name something. It's not that mystery, it's fancy word. Variables don't understand what that means, but it's just giving things a name. You think? Okay. So when you're naming things, there are naming conventions. Don't name things in a way that people can understand or your future self can understand. So always use full words. Like in full English words. If it makes more sense, it's longer, that's fine. Yeah. So by reading the name of the variable, if people can straight away know what this variable is for, then that's the way. Okay. Usually the variable starts with a lowercase. In many languages that's the case, but sometimes in some language it can be uppercase. Here in Python, we usually do lowercase. There are two major styles. One is called snake style. Snake style, you basically use all the lowercases. There's no uppercase in the variable name. You link the word with underscore. So for example, this one, Ginger XY YouTube channel. If this is variable name, then you use all lowercase and
Okay.
then underscore to link it. So that's how you name something, right? The other, because this is called snake style. Is it like a snake, like right? It's all low and on the ground. A snake, yeah. So This is the first style. The second style is called the camel style. So camel style, we will use uppercase to break the words. Yeah, because the camel is like you have
a bone,
peak and peak, right?
like
Yeah.
uppercase.
Yeah.
And then you suddenly get snake, uppercase.
Yeah. So camel case, there's no underscore. You basically use like a word, and then the next word, the first letter, you use uppercase. And then the next word, uppercase again, the first letter, uppercase again. So it's easier to see where the word starts, so it's easier for you to read, right? So from this example, you can easily read it, ginger X, Y, J. Yeah? Make sense? You think? So there's another type of the things you can use to name things. Before we talk about variables, now there's another type called constants. So the constants are special types that they never change.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the word constants says, it's constant, it never changes. The way we name it is use all the uppercases, there's no lowercase. And then you use underscore to act as a space to break the words. For example, this is how you name a constant. So everything uppercase, underscore, yeah? Easy? So we call this type of things microcase or screaming snake case. It's like snake case, but it's like too big and screaming kind of snake.
Like hissing? Like lots of snakes piled on each other and they're screaming and hissing?
No, it's just bigger, so it's bigger snake case. Okay, screaming snake case.
Just to say, if you ever find out this, that we're actually wearing different clothes, it's because it's another day. Because like we forgot, so we're just gonna do it like this.
So difference between constants and variables, we see in the JavaScript examples here.
Yes, finally.
So variables, they can change, like the variable, this word in the case, they can change. They can change to something else. So for example, here in this piece of JavaScript, we say let what does like the most this variable equals video games. Yeah. So this is the initial value of this variable. Yes. But we can change this variable. Say you like the most or equals to Olivia. So yeah.
I actually don't play. I don't really like video games. I prefer games.
Anyway, it's just a joke around, but so you can see the same as the same name here, which indicates it's a snake case variable. The value can be changed to something else after you defined it from the beginning.
Then why is there a let on the top one?
Yeah, that's JavaScript grammar. So in JavaScript, when you first time you define a variable, you use let to define it's a variable. Okay. So if we output this variable down, it will say Olivia instead. It's not gonna be video game anymore. Okay?
Because that's the first one. That's the last one, and the last one's like the most important code.
The last one will apply.
Will apply, and like. So the other one, because you know how computers should just completely forget about something.
Now this is why it's called variables. It changes.
Yeah, I know it changes.
Yeah, so you can change. You can change it. That's why it's called variables. Okay?
I thought the data gets deleted. Like the first one, if there's another one that's the same code of the variable, then it'll be deleted.
The first value will be deleted from the memory, computer memory.
Yeah, I know.
So the second one takes over.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay, that's internal. You don't need to know
and
that
that's
now.
really dumb
It's not dumb.
Computers.
No, it's not dumb. It's efficiency. It's not occupying
Why
everything
can't
with
they
rubbish.
just save it?
If you save it, then it will be infinity memory. Your computer cannot handle that much data. So this is the variable. So next we have constants. constants cannot change. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, this pi.
Yeah.
Usually pi never changes. It's always 3.14, right? So if you're trying to change this again, this is JavaScript. So you define something as a constant, you say const, and then you give it name, then equal something, and then
So the computer will do the question.
so that way you can never change it. If you do this again, say pi equals blah blah blah, change the value, it will return a error, type error. You cannot assign to a constant. Okay, so that's how JavaScript handle it. We use JavaScript here to make an example. In this case, Python doesn't force this. It's basically by naming convention, you need to force it. So if you see something like uppercase underscore uppercase, you don't change it in your code because that's someone telling you this is a constant. You should never change it. Okay, so a little bit summary. So both variables and the constants, they put the name on the left side, and then put an equal, and then put the value on the right side. That way, the right side value will be named as the left side name. So when you call it again, the name, you will get the value. The difference is the variables, the value can change by another name equal value. But for the constant, you usually never change the value again. Once it's defined, it stays there forever. That's it.
Okay. So bye guys, and remember to press the like button and smash the like.
So next time we're gonna talk about
Boolean operators.
Boolean operations. So last time you did some Boolean operations, but you didn't do well. Remember the time we lost the video? So next time we will bring that back and do that again.
Okay. So bye.
Bye.